Tensions surrounding the Israel and Palestine conflict continue to escalate. And that tension goes beyond campus rallies.
As I'm trying to sit down, take my flag off, some woman came up to me from behind and poured like soda or some red stained liquid at me and all over my flag.
So we brought together two individuals with opposing views and sat them down in the same room. This is Neil.
I'm Israeli American. I lived most of my life in Israel. My family still lives there.
And this is Noor.
I'm a Palestinian American. My family's from Jerusalem.
An immediate area of disagreement was Hamas.
I don't see how can someone support Hamas or an organization that is its goal is to kill Jews, period. Not Zionists, not Israel, Jews.
For you, as someone from Palestine, what is your take on Hamas? Is it a group that should be condemned, or is it one that should be defended for their actions?
I do not live in Gaza in particular. I will never have to live with the consequences of the actions or words of Hamas. So I actually intentionally do not answer that question for that reason.
This conflict has been building for decades. So we asked Neil and Noor to talk about what they feel people don't understand.
What happened is that Zionists physically invaded Palestinian land and claimed it as their own, physically kicked Palestinians out of their house, forced them into neighboring countries, never allowed them to return. And so I think what is misunderstood is this is not a land battle, right? This is a matter of occupation and colonialism.
I'm Jewish. I'm from the land of Judea. I don't see how native people can be a colonial force in their own land, indigenous people to the land. It does not mean the Palestinians do not have the right to self-determination in Israel or Palestine.
Following the Arab-Israeli War in 1948, many people were banned from their homes.
My grandfather, may God rest his soul, was kicked out of his home in 1948. He fled to Lebanon. He was in his 20s. His parents still had the keys to his house in Jaffa. He died at 96, never having returned.
I know that many of the Palestinians that left took their key because they thought Israel would not exist, because the Arab armies will destroy it, completely destroy it, so they'll go back. I'm not talking about your grandfather. A lot of Palestinians left because they thought, we leave, we'll come back in a few weeks.
Yes, everybody thought that they would leave and return. That's why they took their house keys.
Neil believes the way to move forward is to remove Hamas from power.
Hamas is an existential threat on me as a Jew, not as a Zionist. The same way ISIS was, and the same way the Nazis were.
A ceasefire absolutely needs to be declared. I don't know if you'll agree. The violence needs to take an immediate stop. We have seen an unfathomable loss of life.
They both want peace, and
I hope that other countries will do whatever they can to bring back the hostages. We've seen the U.S. played a major role in freeing 4 hostages.
We want those hostages to be brought home too, right?
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I want that to be very clear, is that we're not happy to see any of these people get killed, any innocent person get killed.
They both want the violence to stop. It's a sliver of common ground found in the type of conversation that can sometimes feel impossible as the world continues to yell at and above one another. In Chapel Hill, Schlink reporting.